chapter 31 of the book of Numbers. It's one of those passages that I have a difficulty with because there's war, there's a lot of killing, and I always have to take into perspective the history of what was going on here. I have to take a historical perspective, like what was going on back then, what were the customs. Obviously, they're different than ours. And in this case, it's the Israelites fighting the Midianites. But you have to take into consideration that Israel back then was like this fledgling country. They're trying to keep their identity as a country. They're surrounded by enemies on every side, trying to conquer them. Worse yet, in this case, the Midianites, they were actually trying to pull them away from their way of life, from their identity, from their faith in God. It even says here in verse 16, these are the very ones who, on Balaam's advice, were behind the Israelites' unfaithfulness to the Lord in the affair at Peor, so that plague struck the Lord's community. So they weren't just trying to conquer Israel; they were trying to change the way the way their life, their faith was their faith is their way of life. So Israel is actually trying to protect themselves, kind of a self-defense, just fighting back from people who are trying to take them over, who are trying to take them away from God, trying to get them to worship pagan gods. And this is also a message for us today too. What are the things what are the people and other things that try to attract us away from God today? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be us worshiping pagan gods, but there's other type of gods that are pulling us away, like the greed for money, fame, trying to always, just being enticed by people who want you to live a sinful life away from God. And we always have to watch out for that, so that, for us, there's always like an internal, whenever that happens, there's an internal war going on with us that we have to fight to resist the temptation from either people or just things that try to pull us away from our faith in God. We need to remember that, to stay grounded in our way of life, so that we always keep that faith in God, and keep that course going, so that that's the right way of living in the end, even if it might mean that we're not richer than the next guy, or more famous, or up the corporate ladder, or anything like that. So we need to watch out for that. Okay, so that's it. I'll see you here soon.